Every single time you try and improve yourself at least 1%. When you read a book called The Atomic Habits, it talks about improving yourself 1% a day. So by the end of the year, you actually have improved yourself 365% about yourself.
That's powerful, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want you to tell us something. Just so that we identify ourselves to standing your progress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a time that people give up in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Unasema like, today I want to use what? Today I'll read this book. Tomorrow I'll do that. Unashinda na postpone.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not doing that thing,
Mm-hmm.
how can we be like, you stop giving up, you stop giving up?
I believe the reason why most people do not achieve what they set to achieve is because they set unrealistic expectations. You have said today you want to lose weight, and then a week later you think you lose 10 kgs. It doesn't work like that. Small strides, baby steps. Set realistic expectations about yourself. Okay, let me educate you on one thing. If you want to set a realistic expectation, it starts by you building a habit. And how do you build a habit? In the book of Atomic Habits, it says you try and do this thing. Let's say, for example, you're trying to read an ebook, right? And you want to read this book for a whole month, but you don't have the habit of reading a book. How do you do that habit? Is by saying, today I read for 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes and 1 second, 5 minutes to be exact. You tell yourself, say, I'll read this book for 5 minutes. Tomorrow, I'll say, I read this book for 6 minutes. What it does to your brain, it creates the urge for you to continue to read this book. Because you actually thinking, hey, what does the next chapter say? What does the next page say? How will this person execute this particular thing? It creates an urge. And builds the habit of you trying to do this particular thing that is new to you, but you want to achieve it. So create realistic goals.
When you say realistic, but you find again the expectation of the family, of your friends, they're like, always find you to do. Either they want more or less of it. And you find yourself focusing on them. Like, my mama wants this, my daddy wants this. How are you going to move to that?
Then I'll ask you one question. Why are you letting other people define you? Why are you letting your family define you? Why are you letting your friends define you? Why are you letting these other people who are not you define you? And you actually know who you are, what you stand for. So I'd ask you, where did you learn that from? When you learn that people should define you, why are you listening to outside noise other than your own intuition and your own voice?
So how do you break for that?
I believe you should address it. If somebody comes and tells you, I don't believe you can be able to get an A, maybe like, who do you think you are to tell me what I cannot show you? I actually know my own potential. So why is it that you have an opinion of what I can get and what I cannot get? Or rather be like, I don't appreciate and feel comments like I cannot do it. Don't do that again. Address it. Because the more you stay there and be like, no, you cannot address it, or you will not address it, it affects you either consciously or subconsciously.
That's amazing. Now let's talk about this. Some of us are identified by our past mistakes. You did something in the past and is still haunting you today. So my question is it possible to find a self-identity that exists entirely outside of our past mistakes?
Yes. Learn to forgive yourself. Take a minute to forgive yourself. Forgiveness does not come at once. Forgiveness is slow. And just summing for the things that you cannot be able to control. Because they actually do things out of your own knowledge, not out of things that you have not yet experienced or have experienced. So learn to forgive yourself for your past mistakes. Don't let your mistakes define you. Because when you forgive yourself, now you start to move towards new things. You start to progress of the old things towards new things that will produce your life.
That's so nice.
What have you forgiven yourself for?
Has I've forgiven myself for a lot of things.
So give us an example of what you've forgiven yourself.
Actually, I find myself sometimes getting mad over some petty things. Because in my past life, maybe I did something that never pleased myself, Maybe I said something to somebody and akaumia. And I found myself nikimuona, niko like, akiyoya mbona nilimfanyia hivyo. No, that brings me to a point that nikana, I'm going back to the same thing. But now I've learned to, like, nilifanyia hivyo, and I asked her for forgiveness, and okay. And I also come to him and say, Akiwoye, nisamehe. I did wrong, and unisamehe too. So if I find myself like I'm letting it go, or somebody did something to me, for example, let's just mambo Chile. I told you to do something, or let's to some of group assignment. Like to a group assignment, I give you as the leader of the group, I give an assignment to go and do. Then later on, you don't attend the class. That's a 0 in our grade, So I carry in my hand on the come and see me sing a pata. So I come I reach in a point about yana kuwana chini na asilika. But later on, I try to let go. Those are the things I can say I've achieved from forgiving people.
Okay, what happens when this other party fails to forgive you? You've done this particular thing, umeenda ukamwambia pole, alafu pole, nisemi kusamehea. What do you do?
That's actually beyond worse.
What do you do?
Now, I don't samehea, and I don't even know what to do. I'm so curious. You tell me, because I don't know. Hata sijui neza. Nimeenda kusamehea, sasa kama utaki kunisamehea si shauri yako. Now tell her. I'm in that position. I don't know. So tell her.
It's not something to carry that we cannot choose when people will forgive us. We don't choose what time they can be able to process what they are feeling. He doesn't have a timeline, basically. But if you go and say, I am sorry for what I did to you, and you feel forgiven, it's okay. It's okay for them to take whatever time you still forgive you, but what you are going to do in the past. You've done your part, then give it to people. In that way. But luckily, it's not by force. It's amazing.
Okay. Moving on to the next thing. We all want to be something in life. We all want to be successful. Want to drive these luxurious cars, and we want to make our family happy. We want to be great things. But now, you find yourself that you cannot achieve those things when you're idle. But some of the Gen Z, how they call us, you find yourself ashitake mfanya kazi. We are so idle, we want easy money. And you find yourself like tumekato. In the self-identification, how can you identify yourself to do something that you will go to that vision of yours? How can we drive ourselves to that vision as we hustle?
It comes with this many small strides, right? Ukiangalia your hand, your fingers hazitoshani. There will always be somebody better than you, more knowledgeable than you, more accomplished than you are. Yeah? But what makes the difference is this: if it unafanya on a daily basis. On a daily basis. If you want to reach a certain, let's say you want to save 100,000 shillings. What do you do on a daily? How much do you save on a daily basis to achieve that? The things that you do on a daily basis. Leo, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a week is gone, a month is gone, a year is gone. Small strides every single day. That is why I'm urging everyone is to improve 1% a day to be able to achieve that particular thing that you want to achieve today. And the thief of joy is, if you know the thief of joy, the thief of joy is comparison. The thief of joy is comparison. Let that sink in. It's comparison. When you try and compare yourself to other people, you don't have that joy. You still feel heavy. You still be like, hey, I miss you, Kwako. I miss opportunity. But you're not reaching yourself out there. To be able to get these opportunities, you need to put yourself out there. For people to actually know whether Sharon is a speaker, is an influencer, is a procurement practitioner. When people know what to do, they actually recommend you to this project that you actually are in those programs, in those high places. That is how you find yourself there, where you're putting yourself out there and stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop, how am I comparing myself to other people?
Like, I want to be like that.
How?
You see these guys that are a higher GPA.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I want to be like that person. And instead of yourself, unafanya things that are like so extraordinary.
For sure, people can confuse me. What are the confuse kuadmire mtu na kujikompare? You can be like, hey baby, one day I'll drive that car. But when you're the one, anyone has been in a drive your guy. Those are very two different things. Admiration and comparison.